Welcome back everyone to Little Roadie Wargaming for another game of Sharp Practice. We're continuing our impromptu campaign leading up to the Battle of the Pyrenees with another battle between a French looting force and a detachment of the King's German Legion Light Battalions. Today's game is a modified version of Scenario 2, Sweep the Table. In this version, the French will be conducting a raid on this Spanish farm in the attempt to gain the supplies they need to continue their campaign. The British have been tipped off by local Spanish guerrillas and have sent a force to attempt to stop them. The French will start in a very disordered fashion around the farm, and they have 3 livestock and 3 buildings in which they can loot to try to get supplies. In order to loot the buildings, they need to complete a cumulative task roll of 10. In order to capture the livestock, they need to complete a task roll of 6. However, this is not cumulative. If they fail, the livestock will run off in a random direction. Once they've gathered up whatever loot they're going to get, they need to attempt to escape off of this short table edge. If they do, they'll roll a d6, and if the roll is equal to or less than the number of supplies they've gathered, it's a victory. If they roll higher, or if the British manage to break their force morale, it'll be a British victory. Now the British will be coming on from this short table edge here, and unlike the original scenario, they do not need a task roll of 14. They can immediately start coming on. So let's take a look at some of the terrain here. We have quite a few stone walls in amongst the farm and on the outskirts. That, in addition to the buildings, will count as hard cover. Any of the trees or hedges or large groups of bushes here will also be light cover rather. We have 4-inch visibility in the trees, and if they're behind the hill here or 4 inches behind the trees, there is no line of sight. Now, let's take a look at some of the armies. So here we have the British KGL. They are led by Red Leader 1. It is Lieutenant Strasbourg, who is a level 2 leader, but with support points was boosted up to a level 3. With him, he has 2 groups of KGL Light Infantry in line. Now we are counting these as light company in line, but we're giving them good shots to reflect their light infantry training. Then we have Red Leader 2. It is Sergeant Musil with a group of KGL rifle skirmishers. He is replacing Sergeant Nadler, who was grievously wounded. And then we have Red Leader 3, which is a level 1 Sergeant Graf, leading KGL light skirmishers with muskets. Now for the rest of the support points, we took a musician, a holy man, and a physic, and we rolled the force morale, and they are sitting at a very motivated 11. Here we have the French looting force. They are led by Blue Leader 1. It is a level 3 Captain Remy with 3 groups of 1813 line infantry. For Blue Leader 2, we have Le Sharp, Lieutenant Bougie, who was a level 2 but boosted to a level 3 with his 2 groups of 1813 voltage air skirmishers. And then finally, we have Blue Leader 3, Sergeant Morel, with his group of 1813 voltage airs. We also rolled for their force morale, and they are sitting at 9. And the rest of their force support was also to get a musician, a holy man, and a physic. Here we have the French all deployed. So the line is kind of in a bit of a disorganized mess as they are starting their looting. And then we've got Le Sharp with his men and Sergeant Morel and his group of skirmishers. And then over here on this side, we have the British deployment point. So I got the cards, Will is playing the British, and Ted, as always, has the French, though this time by chance. So first card is Red Leader 3, which is Sergeant Graff and his rifle armed skirmishers. A quick correction, Sergeant Graff has the musket armed skirmishers, and they deploy just behind the hill and out of line of sight. So next card we have, it is Sergeant Lucille and the rifle armed skirmishers. So Sergeant Lucille and his actually rifle armed skirmishers have deployed along the wall, fired and reloaded, and their target is this center group of the disorganized bunch. So it is 7 shots at long range, but they are rifle armed, or not rifle arms. They are rifle armed, but they're light infantry, which brings it down to 5s as their first fire, bringing it down to 4s. And we get 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. All right, in the open. So that is a dead and a shock. Is it your leader? Yes, they are skirmishers. It is barely not. Okay. So, next card. Get out of the way. What are you trying?
Don't let infantry get a bonus for firing from cover.
No, that's irregular skirmishers.
Okay.
Right. So, next card. A blue flag. Blue Leader 3, that is Sergeant Morel and his voltigeurs. So the sergeant and his voltigeurs just used their free movement to get up to the wall and then hopped over with a 5-inch movement. Oh. Next card, we've got Blue 1, Capitan Remy. So the captain and his men has just removed the shock and then snapped them all into line. Oh. This card, Blue Leader 2, Le Sharp, and his formation of skirmishers. Le Sharp just moved up to the wall and they jumped over with 3 inches of movement. Not quite as speedy, but they're moving into the farm. Alright, and it's the British big man, Red 1.
Light infantry?
Yep, that's the KGL inline. Or actually no, they're regulars. So 6 inches up. Okay, so Lieutenant Strasberg has just advanced up the back side of the hill. And the next card is a blue flag, a red flag, so that's 2, and that's 3 in a row. So the last was a movement for Le Sharp. So I need a...
Is KGL deployed?
No, it's a deployment. So it's movement or firing. So 2D... Well, we got a 1 and a 4. So that is 5. We'll look that up. Le Sharp and his men are they're pretty thirsty and they're spitting feathers. So that's going to be -1 per die of movements. So we got 2 flags each.
I'm going to spend mine.
Okay. Sharp practice. Okay. The rifles are reloaded. Next die. Next flag is a flag. So we have 3, well, all the leaders have gone, so we're just looking for flags at this point. That is 4 blue flags, so you can get a bonus activation.
Alright.
You did put the Tiffin in this thing, right?
Yes, the Tiffin is...
It would not be the first time.
Yeah, Tiffin's in there.
Okay.
Alright, so,
You gotta do the big man?
we're gonna do the big man.
Okay.
And gonna present and fire.
You sure? Because you're not in range.
Yeah, it's definitely not range.
I was 36 inches out with rifle, and I barely hit you.
Oh shit.
You would just be
Alright.
making a lot of noise and using your first fire.
Yeah, we won't do that.
I'd say you should probably move.
Yeah, we'll let you figure that out. Captain Remy got the line moving and then had the skirmish formation move up. I think it was only like 4 inches. But they are starting to get into the farm. And the next card we've got is the Tiffin. So we'll get it all shuffled up. Now here's what we got going into this new phase here, or turn. And the first card is a red flag. Blue leader 2, that is Le Sharp and his swarm of voltigeurs. So Le Sharp has moved up into the kind of inner farmyard here and could either start giving fire or frantically looting with the enemy drawing closer. With the next card, we've got a red flag. That's 2 red flags. We've got a red flag. That is 3 red flags and 2 flags in a row.
Still waiting.
And that is 4 red flags, 3 flags in a row. So we have another random moving event over there.
Did you remember to pull the pips off when you...
Yeah, I did. So we've got an 8, and we'll see what that is. The ground in here looks worse than it really is. We'll say it's muddy, not all grassy. And the formation, not the group, and skirmishers are actually in formation now, will reduce their movement in the next turn by half. So they have -1 per pip, -1 pip per die, and reduced by half. And the British have 4 flags. Are you doing anything with it?
Yes.
Okay. All of them,
Everything's-
2 of them?
Everything's gone.
Okay, so
We're gonna bonus.
bonus action. Okay, we'll see what he does. And so Lieutenant Strasbourg is using bonus activation to fire the rifles here. They're firing and reloading. So that is 7 shots.
And then 5s, I believe.
Yeah, because I don't think he's really close the range band to 24. So that is 4 hits.
Put the extra hit on the middle group.
Okay, extra hit on the big man's group. So
This side,
we'll do, orange group first. That is nothing.
big man's group.
As a dead and a nothing. And then a point of shock. So roll a d6, see if Capitan Remy has been struck. He has. What happens to him? He is lightly wounded. So that is a
Bad thing.
bad thing happening. Alright, so a 1 on a level 3 leader wounded. It's in there somewhere.
-1.
-1? Alright, so that drops the French down to 8. So the skirmishers moved up onto the hill, and the line advanced, starting to crest over the hill. And next card, well, we have Lieutenant Strasbourg again. So the lieutenant and his men moved up off of the hill and is ordering the rifles to, they reloaded and then fired. Take it, same target, main line.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, because they haven't moved. So just a bunch of smoke. He's not using that last command initiative. So next card we have Capitan Remy and his line, though he is wounded, so he's now down to level 2. So the captain brought on the doctor, and he tended to his wounds, removed a point of shock, and just moved the line up with a pretty aggressive 10-inch move. So next card we have a blue flag. Then we have a blue flag. 2 blue flags, 2 in a row. Then we have the Tiffin. So the only thing that hasn't gone for the French is Sergeant Morel out there in the field. Sergeant and his men moved up, and they are firing and reloading at the line here. So it's 7 shots, needing 5. Long range, don't have first fire. So that's 3 hits. They are technically in the open, so where do you want the extra shot? The leader's group, I take it?
Leader's group, yeah.
Okay.
On the leader. 2
2 points of shock.
And the other group.
Nothing. Well, the sergeant has also fired past the cows, so they are going to run 6 inches closer. The cows like bullets, evidently. And that may make things easier for the French. While he moves the cows, I will start shuffling. Here we are going into the turn. And the first card is a blue flag. Then we have Le Sharp and his men in the farm. So Le Sharp and his men are going to attempt to pilfer the farm. So he has the one group going after the chickens, so he needs 6 on 2d6. Oh, he manages to round up the chickens. And then you need a 10 to loot the barn. Nope, so 5, you're halfway there. So he now has a bunch of chickens. A Frenchman's dream. And the next card is Capitaine Remy. So he is firing and reloading. They are at long range. No first fire, no fire. They're needing 6s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6, you missed one there. So 6
6.
hits on light infantry in hard cover. So you would ignore the first kills. Well, there's more than 1 killed.
So 2 shock and dead.
Yep, 2 shots and a dead.
Is it his leader?
Nope.
No, because the one of them is ignored for the light infantry in cover. So we got that marked, we got the casualty pulled, and we have a blue flag. So that is 2 blue flags.
Can the shop practice?
The French Voltigeur skirmishers, 1813. Yep, they do have sharp practice.
Shop practice?
All right. You're going to sharp practice with one of the groups since the other one's in the process of looting?
Yes.
Okay. So that is 6 shots. You firing on them?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's more than 12. Yeah, that's definitely more than 12 inches away. So it is long range, but you are skirmishers firing at long range.
There's some line of sight blocking for some of these guys. They're hiding out behind that barn. They want to get cover from it.
Yeah, I think you would lose line of sight on that one guy that's behind the barn. So 5 shots. 5 shots, needing 5s. Well, that's 2 hits. So 1 on each.
So leader.
Point shock.
And other.
Point shock.
All right.
Not bad. So these. And next card is Sergeant Graff and the musket armed skirmishers, not rifles.
Sure about that, Ryan?
Yes. Now that I've checked it.
All right, so we're all in.
We're just going to return fire. So that is going to be 7 shots.
I'm going to use 1d6 to just hold them up, and then fire and reload.
Okay. Firing and reloading, that is at long range, but you are light infantry, and it is your first fire.
Yep.
So 6 down to 5, down to 4 with 7 shots. Grab those dice.
Level 1.
Yep, level 1 later.
We say it was force.
Yes. So, 3 hits. Nothing. 1, 2, and a 2. Alright, so fired and reloaded, but they got lucky. Oh, yes, but the cows. The cows need to run. Get my die here. And they run 6 inches behind Lay Sharp's group.
9.
Well, while he moves the cows, we have a red flag.
Cool.
And we have a blue flag. So 1 flag each, that's 2 in a row. We have a red flag, that is 3 in a row. We have a random firing event. It is a 4. Now, fans blowing around our rule book a bit, so take a second to look that up. 4.
Damn squid.
Ooh.
Unit will fire at half effect until fresh powder can be found or collected from an ammunition wagon.
Okay, so firing at half effect until pretty much the end of the turn, because we don't have any of the ammunition wagons coming around. So we got 2 red flags, 1 blue flag,
I'll spend the 2 to.
2 to sharp practice the rifles. Okay. And we have Blue Leader 3, which is Sergeant Morel and his skirmishers. He is firing and reloading at the main infantry line here. I think you're just needing 6s. In which you managed to get 3. So I assume you want the extra one on the leader group?
Yes.
Okay. So they're both... Oh, the leader group is up to 3 shock.
Alright, leader.
Strasbourg's group? Oh, 2 dead.
And the other group.
A point of shock. So, is Strasbourg hit?
No.
Strasbourg is not hit. So, 2 dead on his group and a point of shock on the other. Not bad shooting. So, well, Will stands in my way and marks that up. Give another card. All right. We got another blue flag. So you're at 2 blue flags.
So I can shoot again and be unloaded.
Yes, you can sharp practice and be unloaded.
I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, sharp practice and be unloaded. So you have 6 shots going to the same target.
Yes.
Okay. Got a nice little puffball out there. And 6 shots, needing 6s. One hit. So if they're in the open, you get to choose where it goes. Assuming the leader.
Group, yeah.
Okay. Leader's group gets a point of shock. So, burn these 2 here. So, next card, we have a red flag.
Ooh.
Then we have Red Leader 2, which is Sergeant Musil and his riflemen.
Alright.
They gonna shoot, or you need a minute?
Yeah, we'll shoot.
Okay. So you're down to 5 men there with a level 1.
Force.
4s. Well, that is 3 hits. So, Ted, you got a hit on each. So, start with the orange group there. Alright, that's a point of shock. Dead on the middle group. And a point of shock in the end. Is it? Nope, it is not Remy. So, we'll get that marked up and get back to pulling some cards. Alright, so next card we've got Red Leader 1.
Hooray.
Lieutenant Strasbourg. With his, kind of starting to become a bit of a ragged line here.
Yeah, we're gonna pull in the doctor, or not the doctor, the Holy Man.
Holy Man's coming in? Alright. Holy Man's removing 6 points of shock. Alright.
Then we were going to activate This group?
Just the group, or
Oh, no, the formation.
of the formation? Okay.
Pull 2 points shock off them. Activate formation.
Sounds good. So they're gonna blast ahead. It's well.
If I do it now, I gotta hit everybody. So I'm actually just gonna move.
Just gonna move them up. Okay. So 2d6. So 8 inches. I think that should give you enough to
Get right up the wall.
get on up to the wall. Okay. And luckily, Sergeant Graff is still up here on the hill, so he could fire over the heads of your men so long as they stay more than 6 inches away there. So they moved up. Used all the. Yep, you got the casualty marker there. So far everyone's gone. We've got 2 cards, and there's the Tiffin. So nothing left to activate on either side. The British are beginning to push in, and the French are definitely well within the farm. So we will shuffle up and get back. All right, starting up the next turn, we have that is Red Leader 3. That is Sergeant Graff and his damp squib.
Fire with half effect.
All right, fire with half effect. So he is up on the hill. He's going to be firing over the heads of these men here. So they are more than 6 inches away. So it is safe to do so.
Alright, so I get 4 shots instead of 6. Or 7, sorry.
Yep.
Round up. Are you have to be within 24, right? You were shooting me, weren't you? So I messed it up.
Yeah, you were shooting them, they were shooting you.
So effective, or...
No, I never shot them.
No, you didn't.
They were in range, but I
They're
never
range.
shot them.
Sorry.
I just shot the big guys.
It's too hot today. Anyways. 5s?
Yes.
I don't think I fired these guys yet, have I?
Yeah.
I have. Sure, 5.
Yeah.
Whatever. I got one.
As one hit.
Let go.
Got one hit, like cover. In the box.
Oh, I like the one that wasn't in the box.
Yeah. That would have been better. But unfortunately, it's got to be in the box.
All right.
So they fired and reloaded. Tiffin. That was a good turn for the British.
No, it wasn't. You didn't do anything.
You could have. Alright, we'll shuffle it up. Here we go. Oh, there's the red one that you
That's
had
what I
wanted.
I would like to present and fire with the line on that group.
All right. Well, Sergeant Morell is about to get another volley from light companies. So we will total up all those shots. They presented and fired. We have 19 shots hitting on 4s. Fire! Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not terrible. So light cover. That is 1 dead and 3 shock. So a little bit of British musketry. Get the shock down, get the casualty pulled, and the next card is a blue flag. Then we have a red flag. So that's 2 flags in a row. And we got another red flag. So 2 red flags, blue flag, and we have a random firing events. So that is a 7, and we will look that up. 7 was a pall of smoke. Now a large cloud of smoke hangs about the farm. You also got 2 red flags.
I'm gonna leave it for now.
Leave it for now. All right. Next card is 3 red flags.
Still holding it.
Blue leader 2, that is Le Sharp. Okay, so Le Sharp is moving 1 inch with that group back. And then gonna turn around.
Yeah, so what am I, at the fence? On this
Yeah,
side?
yeah, you're pretty much just at the fence.
But you did voluntarily break the formation, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't We won't,
No,
won't
no,
have a
do
bad
anything.
thing happening on that.
Just if he wants to get back in formation, he has to spend the activation.
Yep, you would have to activate. So you just go through that gate, taking your chickens with you. And then the other group is going to continue to loot
Yeah.
the barn. Sounds good. So that is 2d6.
Need 5.
Yep. All right, you got 5. So that is looted, and they have the supplies inside. So they got their supplies. The next card is Capitan Remy. Capitan Remy has them firing. Fire! 25 shots and even 6s. And we got
1, 2, 3, 4.
4. So 4 on Mozil and his rifle arm skirmishes in hard cover. So that
Nothing.
is, yeah, nothing because you ignore for skirmishers in hard cover. So just lots of loud noises from the French. We have a blue flag. There are 2 blue flags out.
I'm going to shot practice those guys and reload.
Okay, so Sergeant Morel's men are reloaded. It's hard to tell with all the smoke that's over there now. Blue 3, that is Sergeant Morel. Sergeant Morel is firing and reloading. 5 shots and 6s. So that's 2 hits.
One on each.
Yep, 1 on each. We got the big man's group. It's nothing. They are in hard cover. And then nothing with the other one. Alright. Dice out of the way here. And next card we have 4 red flags.
Bonus activation.
Okay. No bonus activation. We go big man.
For everyone.
Okay. Everyone's participating in the bonus action.
So we'll start there first. Reload fire.
Reload, fire. You don't need. Yep, there's the more. There's the smoke.
Um,
So that is
6.
5. Because you're not acting in the leader.
Correct.
So you got 5 men left there.
Forgot I lost a guy in there. Effective range. Skirmishers, of course. 2.
Okay.
I'm going to put it on the leaders group and this group here.
Okay. So that's first group, point of shock. And the leader's group is a kill. Is it? Nope. Okay, so dead off the middle and point of shock on the other.
This group here is going to fire over the heads and try and shoot that same group of you 4.
Okay, so that's 6 shots down to 3 for the damp squib, and you're firing through a pall of smoke.
So 5 instead of... No,
6s,
6s.
because they're musket arms. Oh, that's 2 hits. So 2 hits on Sergeant Morel's group, Ted. And light cover. Nothing.
Alright. And then the big man himself going to have the formation jump the wall.
Okay, so they remain unloaded, but so it's 2d6, dropping the lowest. Okay, they move 6 inches, and we'll get them moving. Strasbourg and the KGL have hopped the wall and advanced into the pall of smoke. And next card we have Sergeant Musil and the rifles.
Reload.
Okay, they are reloaded. And we have Sergeant Graff. They might be within.
They're within 6.
They're within 6, so they're not an eligible target anymore.
I'm going to have them start moving.
Okay. So full 3d6 movement.
Yep.
8.
I lose 1 per dice, right? Oh, no, it's a group.
No.
Okay. Let me see where they're going to go. Hold up a sec.
All right, we'll figure out where they end up. Sergeant Graff just ran down the back of the hill and back out of line of sight. So, got just a few cards left. We got a blue flag and the Tiffin.
Everybody's gone.
So, yep, everyone is gone. And here's what it looks like. The KGL is pushing up pretty aggressively under a base of fire from these skirmishers back here. And the French are either in the process of getting to some of the supplies or trying to make a break with the rest of them. And we'll get this all shuffled up and get back with the next turn. So, coming into the next turn, we have a blue flag. And then we have Sergeant Musil. No, Sergeant Graff and his not rifle-armed skirmishers. Sergeant Graff and his skirmishers just quick-timed it around right next to the actually rifle-armed skirmishers. And we got the red one over there in the pall of smoke.
Charge.
Okay. So that's a
3d6, right?
yes, but you would take a point of shock on each group.
Yeah, fine.
Considering they don't have any shock on them, yeah. So 3d6.
They're less than 6 inches away.
Yeah. So that's a 13-inch charge. Do the voltigeurs want to attempt to evade? We'll have to think about that. Right, so we've totaled it up, and it's looking bad for the French. So here's the fistful of dice for the British. I think it's safe to say that they will be...
4, 5, 6, yeah, they did.
Yeah. So they will be wiped out, but can the French inflict some casualties in return? Yes. Yeah, that one in the corner there is cocked. So that's 3. Yes, so...
2.
2. So Sergeant Morel is automatically hit, so why don't you roll a d6, see what happens to him. He is knocked out.
Capture him.
He is captured, and then why don't you roll a d6, see if...
1.
1? Okay, so is it your... No, the musician doesn't take part in the fight. So, yeah, roll to see, is it the Holy Man, or is it...
Alright, highest Holy Man.
Okay, the Holy Man has
killed.
been killed by the godless French. So that is loss of support for the British.
Alright, which is bad. Oh, not as bad as...
No, it's actually
Well, the French rolled a 1 for their
cowardly acts.
cowardly acts.
No effects.
The French don't care.
I lost support group. 1, 2, 3 is -1, 4, 5, 6 -2.
Okay,
My
-2.
priest.
Alright, so the British are down to 9,
And you get
and
a
the
roll
French are at 8, and yeah, we have a bad thing happening for group wiped out.
Do I get to consolidate it all?
No, there's... Well, maybe. We'll get back with everything that's happened here. So, the KGL has taken Sergeant Morel captive, and the French force morale has dropped down to 5. Because Sergeant Morel was a very popular sergeant with the men. So, next card, we have a red flag. And we have a blue flag. So, you have 2 blue flags, Ted. Nope. Okay. We have Le Sharp and his skirmishers. Le Sharp's group is going to attempt to round up the cows. He gets the cows. And so that's the 2 actions, and you're gonna... Oh, free move, 6 away. So we'll show you where they end up. So they got 5 inches because they still are spitting feathers, and then the other one, the free movement, another 5 inches. So I think they're just gonna all. You wanted to move up to that wall? I think you move up to the wall.
Yeah.
So up to the wall, and then firing and reloading. So they still have all 6.
Forwards.
Yep. 6 shots. Yeah, hitting on 4s for close range. Two hits.
One on each.
So 1 on each. This is enflating fire.
Alright, so leaders group first,
Nothing.
and then the group of the prisoner.
Also nothing. Unfortunate.
That's what I expected, so.
Then you should not be disappointed. The card is the Tiffin.
I have not used one of my groups.
Yep, and you have the higher force morale, so British goes first with
5 shots.
rifles.
Same thing as before. Hitting on 5s, I believe. No,
Uh,
effective range, skirmishers, force.
Yep. So that is 4 hits.
Extra one is on the leader.
Okay, so we'll do 1 on that group there.
Shock.
That's shock. Leaders group. Big shock. And the other group. Nothing. So shock, nothing.
And, reload 1 on them. So.
Okay. And then Ted, you have the leaders. You have Remy's group. It has not gone. So, what do you think about the late possibilities? So, the Unit 6s, they were uncontrolled, so they're just blasting straight ahead, and without Remy directing their fire, they hit nothing. So we will shuffle everything up and get back to the next turn. Here we go with the next turn. First card is Lieutenant Strasbourg and the big red 1.
I'm gonna reload, pull 2 shock, and wheel 1.
Alright. I'll show you where they wheel to. You rolled a 1 for a wheel, so they go nowhere. Next card, we've got a red flag. A red flag. That's 2 flags in a row. 2 red flags.
I'm gonna wait.
Blue flag. So, last thing we had was technically a moving action, but you went nowhere.
They didn't actually move. Does that count?
Yeah, you took a moving action.
Fair
You
enough.
just
All
due to
right.
shock, you went nowhere. Ooh, boxcars.
Getting something interesting.
Yeah, we'll see what that is.
What terrible wind.
What
Mighty
a
gust
terrible
clears
wind.
any lingering pall of smoke, so we have the 1. If any buildings are on fire, test for any other building within 18 inches.
Okay, so we might have some buildings catching fire.
There's no buildings on fire.
Oh, there's no buildings on fire?
It just
Does the
fears
pall
out
of
that.
smoke move?
Here's out that.
Alright. So the pall of smoke is blown away. But we got 2 red, 1 blue flag. Next card is the Tiffin.
Okay.
Alright.
Still higher.
Yep, you have the higher, so you get to do the first thing.
Reload and fire with
The rifles.
rifles.
Yeah, so that is 5 shots.
Still hitting on 4s.
4s, that is 2 hits.
So we're going to go leader and the group that already has shotgun.
Okay, so Remy, 1 of shock, and a dead. So no chance of it being Remy because we had shock and dead. And then we'll figure out what Ted's going to do with his French card. Chop is running away with his poultry and livestock. And jump the wall and he's making a break for it. And then the British
Fire and
have an
reload.
activation.
3 shots.
Fire and reloading them. Yep, 3 shots because of a damp squib.
5s.
That's 1 hit.
Leader.
Leaders group. Okay. Point of shock. So we got all these skirmishers over here. We've got the main KGL group, and the French are starting to spread out with their loot. So we'll shuffle everything up and get back with the next turn. Here we go. It is Le Sharp. And
Only
his...
command his own group now.
Yep, he's only got his own group over there. So Le Sharp got a 9-inch move, and he's making a break for it. Next card, we have a red flag. And we have another red flag. That is 2 red flags.
Hold on.
Okay, then we have Capitan Remy and his line, which is currently uncontrolled. First off, the Holy Man's coming in to try to remove some shock, and 3. All right, it's better than the traditional 1, and we'll see what the rest of the activations are going to be. So the Voltigeurs just made it through the gate there, and Remy's line is firing an uncontrolled volley. 23 shots, hitting 6s. Fire!
1, 2,
2,
3.
3. A little less than statistical.
I'm going to put 2 on the guys that are actually in hardcover,
Okay.
and 1 on the group that...
2 on the rifles, 1 on the
2
muskets.
on the rifles, 1 on the
Alright, hardcover.
rifles.
Nothing.
Muskets.
Is point of shock. No, we'll mark that. Get these dice out of the way. And next card is a blue flag. Then we have a blue flag.
So I can use that to activate that unit.
That unit's already activated.
No, they could sharp practice them, but...
They could sharp practice, but they have nothing to shoot at.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only thing shot practice does is load and shoot.
Yeah. Load or fire. Alright, so that's 2 flags in a row. And now we have Sergeant Musil and the Rifleman.
Reload.
Reloading? Okay, simple. Next card. We have a red flag, so 3 red flags.
Still waiting.
And we have Sergeant Graff and these skirmishers.
We are going to... Fire.
Fire? Alright, so that is...
3 shots.
Yep. 3 shots on 5.
Sorry, 4 shots. I have the leader.
Right. 1 hit.
Leader's group.
Okay. Oh, well, he killed someone. It might be Remy.
Oh, it might be a lot.
Okay, so he hits a leader. Is it the Holy Man, the Physic, or Remy?
Or the musician.
Or the musician? Okay.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, reroll 5 or 6.
Okay.
Don't roll a 6 die.
Or 5.
Okay, so,
The Holy
musician
Man.
was the last one we said. Remy.
Physic, musician, Holy
Holy
Man,
Man,
or
sorry.
musician. So the Holy Man
Remy
is
killed.
killed.
Alright, so
This is a bad day for Holy Men.
we need to both roll. Ted, you're up first.
Loss of a support. He rolled a 4. Towards the bottom.
-2.
Minus 2.
Well, that's not good.
So that drops to 3.
And
And
I
then
got a cowardly act.
You got a cowardly act.
On a 3 up, I lose 1. I do.
Ah. The British do care about shooting holy men. The French, not so much. Though they do care about losing one. It's quite demoralizing. Okay. So at the end of the turn, the French will be losing some flags. And next card is a blue flag. So 3 flags each.
You get 1 more, you can bonus.
And there it is. There are 4 French flags. Take it you're going to use them?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll see what he uses them on. That bonus activation, Remy had the Voltigeurs moved to the wall and has begun a orderly withdrawal. So he got them under control. He moved back 6 inches and then used the other activation to just turn around. So he's just slowly creeping backwards. And the next card is the Tiffin.
Alright.
So the only thing on the board that hasn't gone is Lieutenant Strasbourg.
Wheel 2.
Now wheel with 2d6.
So 10 minus 2.
Okay. And are you wheeling around or pivoting around an endpoint?
Yep.
Okay. We'll show you how they end up. Oh, they made a pretty good wheel, bringing their arc of fire back around towards the enemy. So here's what we look like at the end of the turn. We'll shuffle up and get back. So here we go. First card, we have a red flag. And we have
He's dead.
he's captured. So you know what? His card will stay in case he manages to escape. Unlikely. But we'll see. Tiffin.
Okay. I would like to present and fire.
Well, this is bad. So this volley is hitting both this group in the rear and catching this one group here.
Alright.
So,
Freeze.
like, pull these out of here. Three, 6, 9, 11 hits.
Since it's my choice, 6 in the front.
Alright, so 6 onto the Voltigeurs. Doubling shock. So that is
1 dead.
6, 1 dead and 4 shock. Put that over there. And then
5.
5 on
And
that
one.
Yep, 5 on that with light cover. So a dead and a shock. Okay. So that was a pretty brutal volley there, and we'll shuffle. There's the first draw. We've got red leader 1.
Repeat.
Hold 2 shock and reload.
Okay. Reload and present. They're not rifles.
Yeah, you're right. Move 1d6.
Okay. So 4 inches forward. While those move, I'll get some of this stuff out of the way. And the next card is Blue Leader 2. It is Les Sharp. He's just gonna keep on running.
Yep.
A total of 3 inches because he's still spitting feathers. He's quite parched. Thinking about what happens when that beef gets back. Maybe quench his thirst with a nice Cabernet Sauvignon. Next card, we have a red flag. And a red flag.
Sure pricks.
Okay. Last time you fired was presented.
Yep.
So they fire presented again. Clear the dice out.
I believe I'm still
and
hitting that other group as well.
count up the dice. Got many, many shots hitting on 3s. And drop 4, so 3, 6, 9,
8 on
11.
the skirmisher, 7 on the other. Sorry, no, it's minus 2 on each, so 7 and 6.
Okay. 7 of the Voltigeurs and light cover. That is 2 dead and a shock. Is it... there's no leader there. So, 2 dead and a shock. I think that's going to cause a voluntary withdrawal at the end. And then the other one, 3 dead and 1 shock.
How many shock do you say was on that? Because it's doubled.
What is doubled?
So this, it was 1 shot.
Alright, so one more.
That might change things. Yep, so 3 dead and a point of shock. So this group there is down to base. And see what happens with those voltages. French have broken and rolled a 5 for bad thing happens with the group breaks, and that brings the French down to a force morale of 1. It's really got to get Le Sharp off of that table edge. So, next card is a red flag.
I believe that might be 3 in a row. That's definitely 3.
Yep, that's definitely 3 in a row because you sharp practice. So there's 2, but you have a random firing event first of 6. We'll find that. Movement, firing.
We're beating them, boys. Remove 1 point of shock from all groups of 5. I think I have one.
And yep, so there's, you definitely are beating them because there is no shock to be pulled. However, you have 2 red flags.
Let's fire the rifles.
You want to sharp practice the rifles?
Sure, practice the rifles.
Okay. So that is 5 shots.
Bet you he's more.
You're more than 24 now.
So 5s.
Yep, 5 shots on 5.
1.
1 hit.
Big man. Check.
It is a point of shock. Okay. Next card is a blue flag. Then we have a blue flag. Yeah, that's another 3 in a row.
Okay.
It's the sharp practice plus the 1.
This is on the rifles.
Rifles, 6.
I believe that's the same thing as well.
Yeah, I believe you're beating them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Been on shock.
you're beating them, boys. But no shock. So 2 blue French flags.
Wait,
And
hold
that's
on. You could activate that group if you wanted to. Group of 2.
yes. So before that goes, you could activate them. But they're broken. Well, they're broken without a leader. We'll figure this out. Right, so he's not doing anything with the flags, and we will continue. Well, that is the captured Sergeant Moreau. Tiffin.
Activate the big group.
Yep, so you can activate the big group, and that's pretty much it.
I mean, technically, you could activate the little group just to gain some distance.
Yeah, could gain some distance that way, but we'll see what Ted does. The Voltigeurs ran for their life, and the line retreated back 6 inches in an orderly fashion. So we will shuffle up and move on to the next turn.
Here
we go. First card is Tiffin.
Yeah.
Well,
bad for Ted because
their squib's
they're
gone,
still broken.
and the rest of them aren't spitting feathers anymore. Everything's reloaded.
Doesn't matter. He's gonna roll bad then. We just lost a group.
Oh, no. All right, a 4.
-2.
-2. All right, the French morale is broken before Les Sharp could make it off the board. So they did not secure any supplies, and it is a overwhelming British victory. So we're Little Roadie Wargaming. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this game. We certainly enjoyed playing it. And leave us a comment. We love hearing from you. Like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like the video, give us a thumbs down too. Help us out. Subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed and you haven't hit that bell notification, hit it so you find out when we post anything new. And we'll see you next time.